Participants in the 5th edition of the ICEX Young Chefs Culinary Scholarship in Spain face the second part of their training with a trip around Spain now that they have finished their Spanish language course. The 15 chefs, who come from 13 different countries, are off to visit the Andalusian cities of Sevilla and Jerez after already having traveled through other regions of culinary importance like Galicia, Extremadura, the Basque Country, and Asturias. The expedition began in Seville, the capital city of Andalusia, with an olive tasting offered by Interaceituna, the Interprofessional Association of Table Olives.
There is the Sevillian style, which is the most common, and this is the greens olives we have here, the Sevillian style, in which the olive is, as I said, is not edible from the beginning, from the tree, so you have to cook the olive, and then you have to leave it in brine for 3-4 months. Okay, so it takes 3-4 months production time. There is also these black olives you see here, or the ones you find in pizzas, is called Californian style. Okay, this is not the black color they get from the tree, but this is a process in which we accelerate the natural process of turning into black.
Lo que hoy hacemos es una exposición con una serie de chefs que están haciendo un curso de training, de entrenamiento aquí en España, enseñarles nuestro producto y de alguna manera convencerlos para que cuando vuelvan a sus países pues sean un poco los embajadores de este producto y ayuden a la promoción y a la difusión de este producto a lo largo de todo el mundo. Hay gente desde Hong Kong, India, Canadá, Brasil, Alemania, Inglaterra, Estados Unidos. Lo que intentamos es un poco que ellos sirvan como promocionadores de este producto después de haberlo conocido en su sitio, que es aquí en España.
We are coming from Extremadura, and we are in Rocamadour, and we now just got done doing a olive oil tasting with olives from Spain, where they introduced and discussed some different varieties and some different uses. Very exciting to see. The most important thing I've learned was I wasn't too sure that 40% of the olives that we're eating is coming right here from Spain. So it's very interesting to see that a large consumption is produced right here in Spain.
After learning about the different culinary uses of olives, the young chefs got a chance to experience the way of life in southern Spain, with a short visit to the city, where they finished tasting different dishes in some of the city's best-known tapas bars.
And now we are in the streets of Sevilla, where we are in the tour of tapas. We are tasting different tapas. It's really nice. We are having a sherry again from Andalusia, which is again goes very well with tapas. We have eaten like a foie with the figs. We have eaten bacalao. It's really nice. Tapa and Indian street food is really quite interrelated. We Indians love to eat snacks while drinking, and I think that's the same tradition we have in Spain. Like you drink like a glass of beer or a wine or a sherry with the tapas. So same we would love to do in India. So I'm looking forward to join the Spanish gastronomy with Indian gastronomy, so I can create something which I can do back in India.
The tour around Seville ended with a visit to the city's School of Hotel Management, where Chef Julio Fernandez carried out a cooking demonstration based on the most characteristic ingredients and recipes from the south of Spain: pescadito frito, cold Spanish soups, and other tasty dishes which were prepared step by step.
Today we have visited the hostel school of Sevilla, where we have been taught a little bit of Andalusia cuisine by Julio Fernandez, who has a Michelin star restaurant here in Seville, a former student at this school. We've been taught some some classic dishes from Andalusia like gazpacho, ajo blanco, salmorejo, and he did it a little modern way. So it was very interesting for us because we're a young chef and we want to evolve a little bit. So it was a really good experience.
After Seville, the expedition headed south to Jerez, a town in the province of Cádiz, which is world-renowned for its winemaking tradition. The visit began with a presentation, together with a tasting of regional wines and vinegars, hosted by César Saldaña, Director of the Sherry Wine Regulatory Board.
Sherry is a very international wine. It's a wine that is present in lots of countries around the world, but it's traditionally has primarily been perceived as either an aperitif or a dessert wine. But the truth is that it presents enormous possibilities to be served with food. This is why having young chefs from different countries of the world is a great opportunity for us. I mean, sherry is a very diverse wine with different styles, with different possibilities. I think it's one of our key objectives as a sector to educate young chefs, to spread the word about the possibilities of sherry wines at the table.
So I didn't really know too much about how it was made or how to taste, really. I drink a lot of wine. I have drunk a bit of sherry, but going through all the different sherries was quite interesting, from the Fino right to the Jimenez. I think it's great. Like, it was amazing. The guy explained it very well, especially the dry sherries. You can use that to season things, you know, like broths and stocks and soups or whatever. Definitely for matching as well, matching with seafood like Fino sherry, amazing seafood, raw ingredients. Right through to the sweet, to the Pedro Jimenez, you know, a bit of chocolate, it's a perfect match for that.
While in Jerez, the chefs also went to a flamenco show at one of the town's most traditional venues, where they were able to gain a deeper understanding of the famed flamenco-style singing and dancing. The last of the 3 days in Andalusia, the chefs visited 2 wineries, starting with the Bodega Paez Morilla, which specializes in sherry vinegar. Here, they were also shown the production process of one of the top gourmet vinegars in the world.
We just came to Paez Morilla, the bodega for sherry vinegar. It's interesting for me, sherry vinegar, because it's a byproduct of sherry. Today we tasted five different ones, and both sweet and more sour ones. So I really enjoyed it. The sour ones you could definitely use for salads, more savory things. But it's interesting. Like, I know of recipes where they use sweet vinegars in like a chocolate dessert to give it a little kick in it. Cuts any fat, so it's a delicious product like that.
The last stop in Jerez was at the Williams and Humbert Winery, one of the biggest exporters in the region. During their stay, they tasted different kinds of wines and learned about the winemaking process. At the winery, they also attended a horse taming exhibition, another traditional activity in this part of Andalusia.
Today we are here in Jerez. We're here in the famous winery of Williams and Humbert, and they're producing here sherry wine, sherry spirits, and sherry vinegar. We just made a tour in the whole winery, and they explain us the process of doing sherry wine. I knew the sherry products before because we are also working in the kitchen of Switzerland with sherry products, for example, for marinade foie gras, or the Pedro Jimenez sherry, for example, for the sabaion. It's very classic dishes with sherry vinegar. Everybody should know, I guess. So now I have a different view of the products because I didn't knew that, for example, the Solero system, how they blend the old with the newer wines. So it's very interesting, and I guess I have more ideas to create new dishes.
A nosotros nos parece muy buena idea recibir directamente aquí los cocineros, porque aquí pueden catar el vino desde la bota, de su propio origen del producto. De allí creo que ayuda a sacar ideas en la imaginación del maridaje de los distintos platos que pueden, en cada uno de distintos países, que pueden imaginar y elaborar platos de las ideas y los sueños que cogen desde la bodega.
After the visit to Williams and Humbert, the 15 chefs headed to Barcelona, the final destination on their trip around Spain. After Barcelona, they will set out to work in the kitchens of different top-rated restaurants all over Spain to complete a 6-month training period.